Every bait maker needs one of these. Little lever action 5-gallon pump. Pumps it right out into your little measuring cups. Welcome back, everybody. This is gonna be my first video in a while. I was sick, had a busy week, and then I got sick, so I was out all weekend. But I'm gonna do some baits for me and a buddy of mine. We're gonna go trout fishing here in May. But I'm gonna do a pack of ecto crawls. So normally when you get like crawls from the store, they're either 6 or 10 in a pack. I'm gonna do probably 6 ecto crawl, most likely. I'm gonna do some dusters, little ice fishing ones, and then some stickworms. But this is gonna be my way of making bone. I think it's just called bone. My brain went blank for a second, so hopefully it's just called bone. I said it right, but if not, that's fine. And for those of you who are new, this is Dead On Plastic Swim Bait Jerk Bait Blend, 1 cup. And those of you who are subscribed, thank you. Support helps a lot. Trying to make it to 1,000 by the end of the year. Got like, I don't know, 6 more months. But I'm gonna heat that up a while, get the colors ready, and I'll meet you back when that. Oh, also this uses no yellow, just so you know. Okay, plastic's heated up. The only problem with using a 1 cup amount in a 1 cup container is all the bubbles make it raise up to the point where it's at the edge. So with this Dead On Plastics, the bubbles pop on their own, but if you just kind of like scoot them to the side, that'll give them more time to pop. But you just gotta stir slow. Try not to stir more in, because when you vacuum pot it, it's most likely gonna go over. So you could do 2 vacuum pots, where you do a vacuum pot now to get them out, but then you have to do another one from adding your colors and glitters and all that. So I just wait, but could do it that way. Okay, lure works white 104. White is always very strong. Pain in the butt to make because it yellows or turns color from little dust things. Although you don't need a lot. That's only 10. And I probably could have done like 4. Hey, I do want a little more. That's like 5. Okay. Got that. And where'd the cap to the white go? Okay, so everybody has their own tint of bone color, but it's like a yellowish off-white kind of. So, I mean, you could right now just take Dead On Yukon or like chrome yellow, but I came up with this color by accident. I was making baits one time, and I took this Dead On Tiny Glitter 0.008. And since it's so tiny and it reflects color, it turns it into like a bone color. It's a lighter bone, so not so dark, but alright. Like you'll see me do with all my glitters, just take the knife up above the glitter and go down through the center, and it keeps it from sticking to the knife. But you are going to need a lot of this glitter. So that's a 1/16 of a teaspoon of glitter. I don't know how well that comes through on camera, but you can tell that's pretty yellow. Just to make sure. Okay, so I lied earlier. We're gonna use a little bit of yellow because it's not working. I did it in a smaller amount, so could have been what did it. Like 2 drops of Yukon. All these Dead On Paragon series colors are pretty see-through, so can't really overdo them. And I think Travis is the one who makes the colors. But he uses such small powders for the colors that it almost looks like glitter. So technically, quote unquote, didn't use glitter or yellow. But okay, need more of that. I have honestly no idea why that's not turning off-white. I mean, that should be like as bone as it gets. I might have to use a drop of yellow. I'm gonna go ahead and degas this off camera, so take all the bubbles out and meet you back, because maybe the bubbles are what's throwing me off, and I just dropped my thing of glitter. You want to know what sucks dropping glitter? Yeah, don't drop glitter. Whatever you do. Okay, it's all degassed. I had to do it twice because it bubbled over. But I actually put a drop of yellow in because it was kind of yellow, but it wasn't really bone. So now this should be more of a bone. Yeah. So I'm going to start with the duster, then do the ecto crawl, and then I'll do stick baits after I finish all the ecto crawl. Okay, that is actually really good. It looks very yellow, but it's actually not. Right there it is. It is not that yellow. I mean, yes, if you had a bait that was like that thick, which is thicker than a stick bait, so I have no idea what kind of bait that would be, but then it would be that yellowish color. Drizzling it out onto the table is always best because you can see the real color. Okay. So, ectocrawls and dusters. Angling AI is the ectocrawl, and the dusters are from Fat Guys Fishing. So, the ectocrawl is a 3.4 inch crawl, so about a 3.5 inch crawl. And then the duster is a 3/4 inch little ice bait. And if you want to buy any of these that I make today, or want to see this color in like a different mold, or just want custom orders, or any baits, email me. I'll put my email on the screen. But yeah, got them injected. So if you're doing more than one mold, as long as you hold pressure for a little while, this should be cool enough that you can pull this little outside off. And then you want to let the plug on the inside cool, because I only ever had this happen once, and I thought I let it cool enough, but apparently I didn't. I opened it up, went to push it out, and it got stuck, so I used I pushed it on the table and held the outside of the injector to push it, and all this hot plastic went everywhere. I mean, on my one glove that I was holding it with, oh, where's the glove? Right there. Got it all over my glove. That was a pain, so you have to wait for it to cool for a while. And soon I'll be doing so I'm going to do 3 beginner's guides to soft plastics. I'm going to do 1 for bass fishing, 2, so the second one will either be crappie or ice fishing, and then the other one will be pan fishing. So, or crappie fishing, pan fishing, same thing. And then if there's other types of fishing that I missed, or like do a how-to on open pour or something like that you want me to do, comment below, let me know. And then I'll eventually do one for crankbaits and jig heads, once I get my thing for a lead pot and molds for that. So what I'll do is I'll get like 1 or 2 molds that I say are great starting molds for bass. Get like 4 things of glitter and probably 5 pigments and an injector and little measuring spoons. And then I'll get the price for all that, show you the price that I spent on all that, like today's price. So in case it moved for inflation or something, I'll get the right price for it, and I'll have that all listed out, so that way you can get like the exact stuff I had and be able to start. So I made a mistake and I got like avocado, amber, and some other crazy colors from Lureworks, and now I'm like, oh wait, I can't make watermelon or something like that, something so simple that can be used for a lot of things. I can't make that now because I didn't get watermelon when I started, but I'll make it that way, and it'll probably be around $600. So this is the duster. Oh, there is Bone White. Got the dusters, and then the ectocrawl. And I'll do a color like I did on my last soft plastic video at the end, like I want you to try that color, or just an inspirational color. That's what I'll call it. Daily inspirational colors. These ectocrawls look killer. These look like something I'd buy in the store. Oh. There's the ectocrawl. So in the light, they turn pretty white, but they still have that bone to them. So I'm gonna do 2 more shots on the Ectocrawl. Unfortunately, I only have 1 Ectocrawl and a 2 cavity, so it's gonna take a little while. And then I'll meet you back when it's time for the stick baits. Quick little note right here. If you're ever wondering what happens when you take what happens to the injector plug when you take too long going from a mold to a mold or hold too long a pressure, you get this. This is like half my injector, and it's huge, and it's still like cooked plastic in the center, and they're a pain to get out. I mean, I was using the injector like a hammer on the table to get it to move a little bit to come out. So don't take too long, but don't go too quick either. Happy medium. Okay, plastic's remelted, reheated and everything. I also lubricated my injector with some worm oil. I'm doing the next batch of Ectocrawls along with 5 worms. Now, one thing with the worms, your injector, like the plunger piece, you can kind of move the rod back and forth a little bit. If you start accidentally speeding up when you're doing your worms, just push that rod to like further to one side, and it will kind of cause some friction that forces you to slow down. So like, don't know how well this will come through on camera, but if you can kind of see that injector move, just push it to one side, which will cause you to slow down. So then I'll just do one more thing of Ectocrawls off camera, since we already know what those look like. I'm just gonna do the stickworms. So stickworms are Yamamoto Senkos. Although if you ever sell baits, you cannot sell worms under Senko, because Senko is trademarked. I also think stickworm might be trademarked too. So like a stick bait or just a worm. Most mold companies sell them as stick baits. There are the worms. I'm gonna get a it's called a Slim Stick from Fat Guys Fishing. It's their like thin worm before I go trout fishing here in May. And I'm gonna make some of those in brown colors and like June bug and some stuff like that. Because if you go trout fishing, you know how you have those like pink worms, the real thin worms. That's basically what it is, just a little bit bigger. Okay, I will meet you back like when it's time for the test color. Okay, test color time. So this color is going to be a little limited. Not everybody's going to be able to do it exactly how I do it, because not everybody has this pigment. But I'm going to do it anyway. You could probably achieve it with like a mixture of green pearl and blue pearl or like blue pearl with emerald green from Norworks. But I'm going to be using some stuff from Dip Your Car, Bora Bora Color Shift Pigment, and some Royal Blue Flake. Let me get my measuring spoons. I'm going to be doing this in the Ectocrawl and the Duster. I feel like those two molds display color the best. And when using powders, you might want to turn your fan down, especially these like expensive ones, because your fan can blow them everywhere. And when using powders like this, you gotta stir them in really well. Sorry, I bumped the camera. All I used was a 1/16 of a teaspoon for that. This is a half cup, so I only used, oh wait, no. For 1 cup, you would want to use 1/8 of a teaspoon. For a half cup, you only want to use 1/16 of a teaspoon. But that gives it a nice blue color. Through camera, this color doesn't come through well. In person, it's a lot more turquoise, like the gemstone you can get that's called turquoise. It has like that color to it. Then we're gonna use, so if you use powders but you can't get them out of your little measuring spoons, if you just take hot plastic or dunk it in the, like take it and dunk it into the hot plastic, let it cool because it's the same color base, and pull it off and put it in and stir it in. You can do it that way too to clean them off. Or just take like a little paper towel or your glove and roll them up in. Oh, and one other thing I'm gonna add, I just came up with adding this, but and I'm not gonna spill it this time. Dead on turquoise flake. Oh, tiny. Can't get that in focus. Okay. Where did my gold go? Well, I completely lost my gold flake of this, but it's only like down to there now, ever since I spilled it. Oh, there it is. Well, I still have a decent amount actually. There's the top of the gold. There's the top of that. But yeah, I don't recommend using a vacuum cleaner unless it's bigger flake, because I had to like clean out the vacuum cleaner from that, which was a pain. Okay, just a little bit of that. Adding flake, especially that small, it kind of just like brings out the turquoise colors in these powders. And of course that is cooling down. Okay, so there is the color. I'm going to reheat and then degas, and I'll meet you back when it's time for injection. Okay, plastic's heated up, debubbled, and ready. So it's at 365, around there. gonna do the Ectocrawl first, then the Duster. Slow and steady, hold pressure. Okay, and done. Mold opening or demolding, whatever you want to call it. Dusters are up first. Killer. That is absolutely awesome. With that pearl, the light just makes it like, it almost looks like it's glowing. Pull those off real quick. I might actually take these little things trout fishing with me. I might take a rod stand with an ice fishing pole. I have one that has 4-pound test on it, so shouldn't lose a little stream trout. Oh, sorry, bumped the camera. But might put these on a little jig head and just let them sit there for a while. See what happens. Okay. Dusters are done. Now the mighty Ectocrawl. Oh, and if you ever get like hot plastic on you, grab your gloves and smear it on the gloves, because it'll stick to them most likely. Mine have like a cotton type feel to them, but on the average heat gloves it should stick to it, because if you just try and like wipe it off on your work table or something, it's most likely not going to stick to the work table. And then there is the Ectocrawl. That is actually what it looks like in person on the camera. Earlier, when it was in the Pyrex cup, it looked nothing like it did in person. I mean, yes, it would still look blue, but in person it was way more turquoise. But there was the test color. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll catch you on the next one, and I'll put my email up on the screen if you want to buy any of these baits. And love to see your creations with this color. Quick thing, here's all the baits we did today. All the Ectocrawls, the worms, Ectocrawls, test color. These black ones were from the Disco Crawl video. Sorry, got a little tongue-tied. And then I took the bone and took the tails off of the dusters and did a black body with them. Then there's the dusters, and then the other Ectocrawl, and all the piles of baits. Later.